This is a morning after reaction video because I thought of some more things I could add. But plus, you guys have left a lot of comments on the last night's video, so I'm standing out here next to a cornfield, you know, western Nebraska, ready for harvest. They're getting ready for harvest. But number one thing I think I'd say about the comments that have been left so far on the reaction video is this. We're not giving Illinois very much credit. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, we're the same old Nebraska, and we're, you know, our defense was exposed, and we're going to go 5-7. We're going to go to a bowl game. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, so I'm kind of used to the overreaction, you know, off the hype train kind of stuff going on. But the one thing that bothers me about, you know, oh, we got beat up and all this stuff and we're not good is we're not giving Illinois any credit. And I don't know what Illinois you watched last night, but they look like a pretty decent football team to me. They're 4-0. They will continue to be ranked. And while I don't think they'll finish in the top 4 of the Big Ten, I think what you saw was a pretty decent Illinois team beat up I think a pretty decent Nebraska team. And there's a whole season still left in front of both of these teams, so we're going to just find out where they go. A lot of that is about growth. So Illinois, tough, physical, the kind of Burt team he could be proud of. Came into Nebraska and beat them on their home field on a Friday night game during their 400 sellout. That's not easy. That's not something you just show up and you're a crappy team and you do. So give Illinois some credit for how they played football. The other thing I want to point out is this, that I did not in the other video, is how many touchdowns did Illinois score throwing a ball to a wide open receiver? Was that all of them? I don't know. I didn't go back and look yet. Still trying to wake up. But Illinois does misdirection probably, I think, better than anybody in the Big Ten. And it's a part of their offense. And you saw it. And you saw how wide open the receivers, you know, tight ends or whoever they were in the end zone. And you do that. I love misdirection. I love it because I love fooling people. But they do it extremely well. And you saw it. Like I said, you saw it last night when they kept throwing touchdown passes to guys that were not covered. And you do that by knowing what you're doing with your offense. I think the other thing is, you know, there's a lot of people commenting on how bad the offensive line was. I don't know about that. I think Illinois, you know, had a pretty good defensive front, but at the same time, like I said in the video last night, you know, you saw Dylan Raiola. It's his 4th game as a college quarterback, for God's sakes. And some of you are like, he's going to leave. Well, not before the season's over, number one, so worry about today. And number 2, he chose Nebraska when he probably could have gone anywhere else anyway, so why would he leave? That's just a silly comment. I don't get it. Anyway, it's his 4th game as a college quarterback. I think he held the ball way too long later in the game. Was probably more of a problem than the offensive line. You could see him going through his progressions and basically trying to determine who he's going to get the ball to. And he held the ball for a while. And then I think he thought he could just manipulate himself out of sacks. And suddenly, you know what? There's Big Ten defenders coming at him now. So that's a growth. That's something you just got to grow into and something you got to figure out. The game's at a different level for him now. And he'll be fine. He's not Patrick. Patrick Mahomes got years behind him, you know? And Dylan Raiola got 4 games now. But I, again, go back to give Illinois some credit. You know, they played really good football. They turned the ball over more than we did, and we still lost, which is something that just bugs the hell out of me. But that's how it goes. The sun came up, you know, the corn's getting ready for harvest. I'm going to go to an all-school reunion here in Curtis, Nebraska, and see some people I haven't seen probably for decades, and I don't remember. And they did what they did last night, was tell horrible stories about me as a child. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Anyway, you know, I'd have a good day. Maybe Iowa will lose. There you go. Or some other team we hate. Go Big Red.